We're joined by the African National Congress's Treasurer General, Mr. Zweli Mkhize. Mr. Mkhize, welcome to AN7.
Thank you. Good evening to you.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Now today, a very relaxed atmosphere tonight. Perhaps it's important, I've spoken to other members of the party, the significance of this event today for you.
Well, firstly, it's a fundraising event, so we invite people to come and make contributions, and therefore that's one of the main issues. The second one is just to be able to give them a sense of the preview of the weekend, the weekend that's coming, so that we connect with our stakeholders, the people that would be probably interested in commenting about what's going to be happening tomorrow. And then what we then do is we ensure that they have a sense of the kind of conference. Ordinarily, ahead of all the conferences, we have a gala dinner, which is the day before, where we involve mostly business stakeholders, the veterans, activists, and they participate in an interaction where we just, are part of the pre-conference ambience. Then the following day, which is from tomorrow, we then go down and deal with the delegates on the real processes of discussing policy and discussing all the reports that are coming along. So for us, it's a very successful evening, very good attendance, very relaxed atmosphere, but it's really an atmosphere where we interact and you meet old acquaintances, you meet people who are interested in meeting various leaders, various ministers, various provincial leaders, and so on. So it's a very happy occasion.
Mm-hmm. So I take it you're somebody that's hands-on this evening. It may be a jovial atmosphere, but for you, particularly, as you say, it's also to garner that support, be it financially in terms of capital, or be it a buy-in of policy this evening.
It is. It has to be about both, because largely what we sell is policies. That's what we do. And so when we are here, we get people to make comments and give us a sense of what their views are ahead of the conference that is coming. It's very, very important for us, because some of them won't be able to participate in the conference, but they'll meet various leaders and share their thoughts and give suggestions and guidance in terms of what they think needs to be happening. In the process, it enriches the whole policy conference that we're going to.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's our understanding, TG, that you've also limited the number of delegates, even ahead of going into the conference. Is there any particular reason to that, or perhaps it's just something of space?
No, normally the policy conference, we reduce the numbers of branch delegates because we invite extra people who come as specialists in various policy fields, and therefore the number will still be high, but we reduce the delegates because the nature of the discussion does not require branch mandates to the extent of voting. So that's different. If you go to a national conference, the prescription there is that 90% of those who attend must be branch delegates. Therefore, the format is slightly different. And therefore, even if we get to that conference, we can't go beyond 5,000. It's difficult to manage. So if we have got the membership, that's about 700,000, and we've got 1.2 million, 1.5 million, it's difficult to make it much bigger than the 5,000. So there's a restriction in terms of the logistics that we have to consider.
And then the diplomats, are they here in their numbers? Do we expect them at the policy conference, or also that is minimized at this point?
Generally, we get as many diplomats as are able to attend. We invite as many. So I've just seen a number of them from Europe, from America, from Asia. So you've got a very wide spread of diplomats. They tend to like to be here because of the atmosphere of interaction. They also like to be part of the policy conference, which they attend as invited guests, simply to be able to get a sense of the tone that is set by the president, and also to understand the issues that are being discussed. Then afterwards, we'll get an opportunity to interact with them and brief them on what has been discussed, what are the resolutions, and what we expect of them, and so on. So they are here in good numbers, and of course, even tomorrow you'll see quite a lot of them. They will still be attending.
Now, a question I've asked a number of the other members within the party was that of unity. Just as the TG, are you expecting the issue around unity to feature prominently as you go into the policy conference in the next days?
It's a fundamental issue. Issue of unity is always part of what it is, because the ANC operates on the basis of being able to unite all the people of South Africa in general, as well as black people, and Africans in particular. So in the way that we deal with it, we are always ensuring that the issue of unity is paramount. In other words, for everyone that is coming to the conference, we understand that it's the unity of our people, the unity of the ANC before any other interests.
And then beyond that, we've heard a lot of voices coming out of the ANC. Personally, is it disheartening to have a number of the senior leaders either having their debates in the media space, playing themselves out there, or you believe it talks to communication breakdown, where the likes of even the stalwarts have opted to be outside the structures and have issues, whether they're raising concern about some issues within the ANC? Is it disheartening to the ANC that here you find yourselves discussing ANC issues in the public space?
There are limits. There are issues where we accept a lot of different views in the public, but there are issues where we believe that we need to be discussing them internally. But in addition, we also need to be able to say that in the past few months, we have seen quite a lot of discussions which are outside our structures, and we're trying to ensure that everyone must be able to come closer so that we can deal with the issues that are being raised. But in the next week's conference, we'll be dealing with all of those issues.
And just in closing, TG, the criticism where many are saying, or perhaps it's a compliment, that the ANC has mastered policies. They're well documented, but perhaps the issue becomes the implementation thereof. Would you say or acknowledge that, yes, indeed, it happens that policy may be good and well on paper, but the implementation at this time remains the key issue?
Well, we're going to look at policies, what needs to be reviewed, and we must also look at the issues of implementation. Yes, there are lapses in implementation that we need to tighten up, but this weekend's conference is going to look at all of those together.
Thank you very much, TG, for joining us.